I'm back from the urgent care because I couldn't stand the pain in my face anymore. It is still Saturday the 21st, but by the time you guys see this, it'll be in the next vlog. Everything is congested. It is a sinus infection. I probably was already getting a sinus infection, really like building up to this, like all that pressure in my face, and what I thought was a migraine was probably just a sinus infection. So chances are this has been brewing for the allocated time. They gave me antibiotics. They did the COVID and the flu test. Both came back negative. And I'm not really like getting other cold symptoms. Like I'm not coughing or anything else. It's just a lot of congestion and extreme fatigue. And like pain in my face and my head, my ear, primarily on this side of my face, which makes me very dizzy. There's a child screaming outside, in addition to dogs. So yeah, I ran through it with him. I was like, I've done the steam, I've done all the decongestants, I've done all the pain stuff, and nothing has really helped. So he's like, yeah, you probably are. Like, it's on its way to becoming like a full-blown like bacterial infection, because obviously things can't clear out. I'm so stuffy. Anyhow, I'm gonna do this and start antibiotics tomorrow. Welcome back to the view from my sick bed. I woke up this morning, took the first dose of the antibiotic. Oh, keep doing that. And I guess we'll see. I oddly enough woke up a little bit less congested, but in absolute agony at 4 a.m. because I think the all the sinus pressure is like pressing on the nerves everywhere. And so my neck was like in extreme pain, and I've kind of been achy all day, so I've just been lying here hoping that the pain alleviates. I have my heating pad on, and I'm just curled up in bed with the cats. Figgy is by my feet, and if you see shaking, that's because he keeps shaking the bed, because he's doing bad things. So I've been here reading magazines. I bought a copy of Vogue and a copy of Cosmo and Real Simple recently because I told myself one of the things I wanted to do this holiday was just be nostalgic and read some magazines and do stuff like that. I tried reading them on Libby. I love an ebook, but I cannot, and I love an e-comic also, but I haven't quite been able to get into the e-magazines. Like, it was fine, but it only made me want to buy the physical print even more, because there's something about like the sound of that paper flipping and the smell, which is like the combined, you know, like ink and perfume samples. It's just very nostalgic to me. I was a magazine girly for years. I subscribed to like 6 or 7 titles over the years, maybe more, honestly. Sometimes it'd be like bundles. It's always cheaper to subscribe, and I'm so tempted. Like, I'm feeling that nostalgic like urge to just subscribe to a couple of magazines. I was actually kind of impressed by Cosmo. I feel like their stuff has actually like improved in quality, which was interesting. Like, I was just expecting like, oh, let's do some fun quizzes and have it be kind of trashy, but it was actually like there's some interesting stories and stuff in there, and Vogue is always a fun time. I read there's one about this girl who like switched from alcoholism to running. It was an interesting story. Kind of made me have some thoughts of my own from when I was like more into running, and people I know who have also used running as a coping mechanism for switching addictions and all that. That's always, it's a thing. It's a big thing in the running community. A lot of people just come to running when they're literally running away from a different addiction. But anyhow, Vogue is a fun read, and it kind of also made me miss my days when I was more into fashion. Not that I'm not into fashion, but I think as I've gotten older and like sucked into the professional world, and weirdly enough, I hear somebody walking outside. Not just like sucked into the professional world, but like transitioning from like a culture that required business wear to a culture that like kind of lets me wear whatever I want, but also post-pandemic I've just wanted to be cozy. And even like a little bit before the pandemic, like dealing with some of my chronic issues, like pain and like digestive issues, like leading to my wearing like more like kind of shapeless outfits and things that are just kind of like cozy and soft on the body. I miss the fashion aspects of the person I was, you know, like in my 20s and stuff like that. Yeah, here we are. Hopefully the sinus is mending and the antibiotics will keep it from turning into like a full-blown like nasty sinus infection, because yeah, the doctor, when he looked, he was like, yeah, you're definitely congested, like you can tell that it's probably on its way to becoming something more, just because like nothing has really helped and it had been so many days leading up to it. So let's prepare for my stomach to not be great for a few days while I take these antibiotics, but I have probiotics as well, so we'll be doing the thing and trying to keep my gut flora from dying off. So that's what we're doing. Hoping for less neck pain soon. Little chaos demon. Piggy, what are you doing? And there's Neve. I can never have the bed to myself anymore. Piggy Lee, what are you doing? I took my broken body out of the house and I went to IKEA, as you guys have seen, or as you may have guessed. I don't know how much I actually recorded. I put on a little bit of makeup so I wouldn't look like death, but you could see from my nose that the congestion is still there. Feel slightly better, which is why I wanted to get out of the house for a little bit. We went to have lunch. I wanted to eat something soft. I ended up having like their chicken tenders and mashed potato and a dessert. I gave some of the chicken tenders to my partner because they actually were a lot, like they were pretty chunky. So that was probably the heaviest meal I've had in the last few days, just because of like how bad my appetite has been. And that was good because I needed the protein to heal, and I also need the protein to keep my stomach from, you know, getting really awful with the antibiotics. But I bought things, including a bee, because I thought this would look really cute with the cats. I wanted to take a picture with my mom's little black cat. I want to put the bee on her. This poor cat is going to suffer for the gram, I guess. But I wanted to take a little like photo shoot with the bee with the cats, and I thought that'd be cute. I bought this coloring roll sheet, and this is a do as I say, not as I do moment, because I always say don't buy stuff for your job, and I bought this for my job because I like to do coloring sheets at the end of the semester for finals week, and it was $4.99. Like, and this is, I don't know how much of the roll, but it feels pretty heavy, so I'm guessing it's a fairly thick roll. I could probably use this for multiple semesters, which is good. I got a new coffee scooper. I like the size of this one because it looks like a good size for my Nespresso pods, because I can like put it in, tamp it down. Also picked up a cute little votive. I love a glass votive. I love a tea light. They had this color and blue, and I was leaning towards this one, but then I asked my partner, I was like, hey, which one do you like more? He said this one, so that was the deciding factor. And lastly, I thought the design on this fleece blanket was really cute, so I picked it up because if you recall, or if you've seen from recent vlogs, the cats have a blanket on this couch where I'm sitting, and sometimes they have accidents on it. and we just needed some backup blankets. So I recently bought a cat blanket, and I was like, you know what? It might be a good idea to just have a couple of extra blankets just in case, because as Nieve gets older, the accidents may happen more often. So just in case, more blankets to protect the couch. So that was everything I got. Lunch and snacks. Oh, and I also got another of their bags, because this is like the most perfect size bag for toting stuff to the laundromat. I have one that I use for my like wool dryer balls and liquids and all that stuff. So I end up using that one all the time. So I was like, you know what, it might be nice to have a second one and have a backup. So that's what I got at IKEA. We're back in my kitchen. The situation is not ideal, but I'm gonna try to make the beef stew in the Instant Pot, not as a slow cooker, just as a fast cooker. So wish me luck. I'm gonna try to do this. I figure I need to start putting my money where my mouth is and sticking to my budget when it comes to food. I already ate out for lunch today. I was tempted to just go buy soup for dinner, but I'm like, I have the ingredients to make this soup. It's gonna come together a little bit, like haphazardly maybe, but we're gonna do this. Note to self: check the mesh on your strainers before you put in the quinoa. That was not a smart idea. Not me trying to save time and causing utter chaos. That's what happened. Okay, so now I'm browning the meat. So it's just basic stew meat. The lentils and the quinoa are rinsed after my epic disaster. Carrots, celery. It's a pretty simple stew. And then it's tarragon, cumin, bay leaves, salt, pepper. Pretty simple, pretty, you know, like hearty, but basic. And I had been wanting to make this before I got sick. So now is our chance to make it. Because I already paid for it, so I should eat it. I did also save about half of the meat because I'm making half the recipe. So this would normally call for twice as much as everything that I'm using. I figure even if it takes a little bit longer, it won't be as long as slow cooking it. I'll just set it on the stew setting, and at most it'll be like 40 minutes. That'll give me a nice little meal. It'll give me something with protein in it, and you know, still something soft enough for my very painful teeth sinus situation. It has been a chaotic prep, so I'm not normally this chaotic, but the house is so messy because I haven't really taken care of things, so I have no place to really prep. But yeah, so this is all the ingredients stirred in, and now I will seal this up and set it on the meat stew setting, and dinner will be served soonish. Okay, so it is on. It said that it would need about 12 minutes. That also includes the time to build the pressure and then to let the pressure out. So yeah, I think it'll be good. Now what I do have to do is tidy up the mess, the current mess and the previous mess, so that I can try to keep this place from turning into a future mess. If you're curious, pause and screenshot. So the soup is done. It looks quite nice. It smells nice. I got a little overeager and started cleaning and vacuuming and tidying, and I had a moment where I felt very dizzy. So that was not the smartest choice on my part, but I feel better about the house at least. So I'm gonna have my soup and then maybe take a little stroll just to get some movement and fresh air into my body. Okay, we have soup. I added a splash of lemon. I will take my amoxicillin. Kind of wanted to have something else with it. Maybe I should heat up a bit of toast. That might be nice. And we're back. We got some toast. So let's see, I added a squeeze of lemon. I did taste it already before the lemon. It's surprisingly a lot more flavorful than I expected. Because I can't eat onions, so I did not add onions, but it was like such a small amount of spice, but the cumin really does give it a lot of flavor. Ow, I think he's knocking against my leg. The carrots did come out tender, which is what I was hoping. So I'm gonna enjoy this and nourish up. Hello, so it is Christmas Eve, so it's the 23rd. I'm not even really sure how much I recorded today. I have my mouth guard in, so I might sound a little funny. I'm getting ready for bed. This is my evening routine. I do the skincare, put in the mouth guard, do a little journaling, and then I do the cephalate for my migraines. It's been an interesting day as far as my symptoms. I've progressed from like extreme nasal congestion to a little bit of like, let's just say, post-nasal drip. I am hoping that this will be over soon. The fatigue is still there, I think mostly because I can't breathe very well, and like even when I eat, because I can't breathe, I'm kind of struggling and I feel just really tired by the whole experience. But it's improving, and I haven't even had to really take the decongestants today, except for a little bit in the morning. I hope I'm not just like psyching myself out and that I'm just still on the decongestant, and because it's like a 12-hour thing, and that it's still working and that terrible things will happen overnight. But if they do, I guess I'll just spray it again. It's over there. I keep it by the bedside, so I can easily grab it and go. I am on day 2 of the antibiotic. I started it yesterday. Yes. I feel like all the days are a blur, so at this point I can barely keep track of anything. Like, I was very shocked to learn today that tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So that's how my week has been. Every day since I got sick just kind of feels like the same day, and it all just kind of has blurred into one, which is kind of weird because it feels like no time has passed, but also all the time has passed and I haven't been there for it, if you get my drift. So right now, I'm optimistic that I will be able to go to my mom's house. I'm pretty sure I'm no longer like contagious in any way, and it definitely is a sinus infection. The antibiotics have clearly been doing their job and have started helping out with the whole sinus infection portion of this adventure, and also doing a number on my digestive system. So that's been fun. Was kind of a difficult day today in that sense. It took a while for me to be able to leave the house and run a couple of errands. I had a couple of groceries to do. I want to do banana bread. I normally make banana bread for the holidays. I think I'm like the only person who didn't spend the pandemic making banana bread, because for me it's very much a thing I do for Christmas and not like a thing I do at any other time. But I do have bananas in the freezer, and I already had flour. I bought a little bit more flour, and now I may have too much flour, so we'll figure out what to do with it. It's going to be a slight variation because I couldn't find one of the ingredients, but that's fine, because I normally do a mix of like regular white flour and whole wheat flour. Couldn't find the whole wheat flour. Wasn't going to struggle to go find it. I'll just double up on the regular and it'll just be a little bit less fiber. That's fine. My body probably doesn't need the fiber right now, so we'll be good. But that's the plan. I guess I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. I maybe should have taken the bananas out of the freezer. They defrost fairly quickly, so I'll take them out in the morning. I'm not getting out of bed to go do that now. I did not think about that. That would have been a good... Whatever. I'll take them out tomorrow. I don't have to do that like first thing at the crack of dawn. But yeah, I'll make some banana bread. I should have enough bananas for at least 2, if not 3 loaves. I think I probably might have enough for 3. I do have blueberries, so I might do a banana blueberry loaf. So that'll be fun. And I'll take you guys with me, and hopefully it won't be as chaotic as the soup making, because now at least most of my dishes, you know, are like back where they belong and not just like all over the place because I haven't done dishes in 3 days or something like that. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I'm not even sure how many days this has been now, so this may be the end of this series of episodes, or this may not be. We'll see. Probably it is. So if it is the end of this vlog, I will see you guys at the 25-day mark, which will be like probably on day 26 or 27 by the time you see it. And hopefully I will look a little bit less awful and be a little bit more presentable. I hope. So I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.